but like she gets fucking dragons and she can't be burned by fire. And it's like, what next? Is she gonna like start flying? Hi, I'm Ariel. You're watching She Wants the Diction, and today I'm going to talk about my thoughts about finishing Game of Thrones. I don't want to say review because it's kind of hard for me to review this having already seen the show. I feel like I'm not coming into this with like fresh eyes. Like I already know everything that's going to happen. So it's super difficult for me to call this a review, but more just like things I was thinking about. Things I was thinking about it. That was some good words. Nailed it. I think this book is entirely too fucking long. Let's just talk about that. Off the charts length, like ridiculous. I honestly wonder if is this like longer than Lord of the Rings? Like I don't, you know, like I'm not about the super long books. No.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? The print is tiny though.
Maybe. I don't know.
I really want to know how long this is. It's very long, okay? Let's be real, it doesn't even pick up until the last like fourth of the book. Like that's when it starts getting good, like shit goes down. But like, my God, the man is long-winded. And like, I understand the story probably needed to be long because he had all these like multiple perspectives that he was trying to do, and that by nature would automatically already make it longer. But like, there was a lot of shit in here that like didn't interest me, like talking about like battle plans and like battle strategies and just like boring shit like that. I just like did not care. So I mean, maybe that's less a complaint of like Game of Thrones and more of a complaint of epic fantasy type shit. I don't know if that would be like classified as like world building. Like I also don't care about like describing the locations in detail. Like I don't care that much. You can say it was an icy climate and like we good. I don't need descriptions of the icicles and the little drips falling from the icicle. Like I don't, fuck that. Like I'm not about that life. I don't know. So I feel like I probably just like don't like epic fantasy. I mean, I don't really know because I haven't read a lot of it, but yeah, that's one of my complaints. A lot of talking about battles and just roads and tactics. Like I don't care. I'm not a soldier. I think that it was like pretty tedious to finish towards the end. Like I was really just like forcing myself to read it. Another thing that annoys me about this book is the fucking dream sequences, okay? Like everyone knows that telling someone about your dream is super boring. Like they don't care. I have never listened to an account of someone's dream and just like been riveted. Like it's never a thing. Like even people that like I love or like I care about, I'm just like, and then I realize I've zoned out and I don't know what they like I don't know what they said. Like what was your dream? I just don't care. Okay, so Bran having the dreams about like falling with the raven and talking to the raven or whatever. I get it. It's supposed to be foreshadowing that he's like going to be the three-eyed raven, but I already know he's going to be the three-eyed raven because I've already seen the show. So these dream sequences are just like, yep, I already know that. Yep, I don't need to be here. I don't care. So again, probably my fault, but like dream sequences in books in general, like I hate them. Flashbacks, right there. Like those are two of my pet peeves, is like dreams and flashbacks. I don't give a fuck what happened before. I don't give a fuck what happened to you in the old days. I'm about now. What's happening now? And I also don't care like what happened in your dreams because it's not real and it doesn't matter and it has no bearing on like real life. People's dreams aren't actually prophetic in real life. So like Dany dreaming about dragons, same fucking deal. Or dreaming about fire and because she's gonna have 3 dragons. Like, ugh, God. And I see where people are coming from now when they like say that like there's a lot of biblical influences in this, because I can definitely see that. Because dreams, I feel like, are a big fucking thing in the Bible and they're supposed to mean something. Ugh. Barf, I'm over it. So I don't really think I will continue the series, seeing as I feel like the show is good enough for me. And you can call me like not an intellectual because I don't love the tedium of, you know, this like fantasy world. I do like getting to know more, but most, if not everything in this book was in series 1. So like I didn't get that much extra from this. Something that annoys like the living piss out of me. Like I know Dany is supposed to be like this strong female character and I get it. Like she does always not manipulate, but always turns the situation to her advantage, like being married to Drogo. Like she was sold into slavery. And I get that she turned that situation to her advantage. Like she basically like did everything she could to make Drogo love her so that she would have some influence where ordinarily she wouldn't have much. And like she made the best of the situation and like became friends with Ser Jorah and all this other stuff. She's like a survivor or whatever, and I totally get that. But it just seems like the other characters, like they're badasses, but she's just on like another level of badassery where she's like basically untouchable. And that's one of the things that really annoys me about her. Like, yes, Drogo dies, but like she gets fucking dragons and she can't be burned by fire. And it's like, what next? Is she gonna like start flying? You know, like, and these other characters like Arya, like barely surviving. Sansa's over here like getting her ass beat by King Joffrey. Ned's getting beheaded, and over here we have Dany. Like, yeah, bad stuff happens to her, but the good that comes out of her situations is like it's ridiculous in compare. And I mean, I can see the way that he's setting it up because I already think the series is going to end with Dany and Jon ruling, but we don't know that for sure. But I can see how, you know, George R. R. Martin is really setting it up for Dany to be like the female savior and Jon to be the male savior. And I don't know. It just annoys the piss out of me. Like, you're supposed to love Dany, and I do appreciate her, like what she does, whatever, the fact that she's a survivor and like actually cares about people, but it's just like too much at times. Like, I feel like he should have taken down her like magical abilities or whatever, like down a notch. I don't really know how to explain it better than that. If you want to be real, it's really harped on that Ned's honor is what gets him killed. But okay, I have mad respect for Ned because he actually stood by his beliefs even when it literally like he was losing everything over the fact that he just wanted the truth to come out and he wanted to stand for the true heir and the true king. Like, literally, the dude gets beheaded for like being honest. Like, literally. So, like, that's really fucked up. Like, I feel for Ned. Like, he literally did not want to be in a political situation. He did not want to be in King's Landing. He did not want to be hand of the king. Like, he didn't want to be in charge of anyone. He didn't want to be dealing with any of these politics. And he basically got shoved into it by King Robert. And he's like, well, if I'm here, I may as well, like, uncover the truth about who murdered, you know, Jon Arryn. And he does. And then people are pissed and, like, retaliate. And he just, like, wants the truth to come out. Like, I don't know. I just, like, mad respect him for that. I mean, you could say that, like, everyone contributed. I mean, Ned contributed because he didn't, like, he wouldn't go back on his beliefs. Like, he died for what he believed in, which I'm not saying is a bad thing, but yes, that definitely led directly to him dying. If he had betrayed what he believed in, there would be no fucking game. There would be no story. Littlefinger contributed by setting the Lannisters and the Starks against each other and manipulating that situation to his advantage. So you could honestly say he started the whole thing. He's the real villain here. But I mean, other people contributed to that, like Jaime shoving Bran. I mean, it's just like a whole domino of things set in motion, and like everybody's a little bit responsible. It kind of seems like. If you think that Ned should have gone back on what he believed just so he wouldn't die, that's like fucked up. Like, I don't know, like how could you even like live after that? I don't know. I sympathize with Ned. Everyone thinks everyone really makes him out to be a dumbass for like sticking to what he believed in, but fuck all that. Like, Ned was too pure for this world, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was on another plane and y'all needed to get on his level. It's not his fault. Y'all were a bunch of fucking fucked up human beings that just wanted power and control and wanted to keep your secrets and snoop around and whatever. Fuck that. Ned's the best. So I guess that's my final thoughts on Game of Thrones. Oh, how is it gonna end? That's another thing I want to know. Like, what people think. I want to like make my own prediction of what's gonna happen so I can like see how wrong or right I was. But like, what do you guys think is gonna happen at the end? Like, who's gonna be ruling, if anyone? Who's still gonna be alive? I need to know. So, like, tell me what you think in the comments or whatever. Awkward YouTube shit. Haha. Comment, like, subscribe. Tap that bell, slap that bell icon, beat that.